Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I figured I would start off this video by simply saying we're doing another baking video. You guys seem to really like them, and I really wanted to share with you guys my twist on how I make the perfect boxed cake mix. Make it feel more homemade, more original, and more my own. I was filming this for a family reunion, so I needed to make these very quickly the night before. We were dealing with a lot of humidity, but overall I'm quite happy with how they turned out. So first up, I'm lining my 24 tin muffin liner with these beautiful muffin tin liners, which I got from Amazon. There was like a variety of 150 in a pack. I think they were like $2. I ordered these as a filler to another order just to get free shipping. Never thought I'd actually really love how they all came. Super pretty design, super affordable. They form really well in your muffin tin and they don't usually dent or bend whilst baking. So that made me very happy to discover this. So I'll definitely be getting more of these fun decorative baking items from Amazon in the future. So without further ado, you guys, let's jump into how I make these bad boys. Okay guys, so for this recipe we are using the Betty Crocker Super Moist Rainbow Bit Boxed Cake Mix. This will give you 24 cupcakes. We preheat the oven to 350. Then we're going to use an electric mixer to combine this entire packet along with a cup of milk, half a cup of vegetable oil, and 3 eggs. So I'm going to go ahead and whip all of this together, and then we're going to get these bad boys in the oven. So tip number one, you guys, to get a smoother cupcake, I always just, when I put the mix in the bowl, I just run a fork through it to make sure I get any big lumps. So that way it will not get too clumpy when you're mixing. So you don't then overmix your batter, so you get a fluffier cupcake. My second tip is to crack eggs in a separate bowl at all times. Never ever crack into your mixture. I know people do it, but I don't care how professional you are, there's always the risk of shells. So Kevin the Minion is gonna help us out now. So as you can see here, since I ended up forking through the mixture itself, there aren't very many lumps in it. I also find when you use a cake batter out of a box, if you use milk instead of water, you're going to get a thicker, more fluffier batter, and it's so much easier to work with, and it just makes the cupcake so much bigger and so much fuller, and you're not really doing anything different except switching out the water for the milk. My next tip, guys, is invest in a 24 cup cupcake tin. And the reason why I say this is for two reasons. One, you bake all 24 at once, so you know that everything is baked evenly and perfect and right the first time. And my other tip is use a measuring cup to scoop the batter into your paper cup holders in your muffin pan, so that way all of your cupcakes are the same size. Okay guys, my next tip is to actually just clean up around the muffin tin so that nothing actually gets baked on to the tin itself. Because there's nothing worse than having to scrub off cake batter. So, without further ado, let's pop these bad boys in the oven. Like I said, the oven was preheated to 350. They say bake to 12 to 17 minutes. So I will pop them in for 15 and then come back and check on them. And there you go, guys. I let them sit in the oven for 18 minutes at 350 and they came out pretty much even. So just by eyeballing, using a measuring cup, and trying to keep everything as symmetrical as possible, you really get a good result. And also, as you can see, there's no mess on the sides of the muffin tins themselves. So I think that's a pretty easy cleanup. Other pro tip, while everything is in the oven baking, clean up everything. So my sinks are currently empty. Proof. You're welcome. So I'm gonna let these cool. Now, because I don't need them until the afternoon tomorrow, I'm gonna let them sit here and cool for a good hour. Then I'm gonna put them in a cupcake container, store them in the fridge overnight so they get good and chilled. Then in the morning, we're gonna pipe on the Betty Crocker chocolate icing, as you can see right back there in the background, with the piping bag. Okay guys, I have now filled my piping bag. Instead of doing the entire cupcake, I'm literally just like piping a nice dollop of icing in the center of the top of the cupcake. I'm kind of doing this on purpose because I find, especially with the Funfetti, it's kind of already kind of sweet, so you don't need too much icing. Just enough. And just like that, guys, they're done. If you guys enjoyed this, give it a big thumbs up. This is pretty much all I do. I'm not a big fan of putting a lot of icing on top of these specific cupcakes because the Funfetti already has the sprinkles inside, so they're sweet enough. So just a little bit of chocolate on the top, and I'll stick these in the fridge overnight, and we'll be good to go for morning. So with all that being said, you guys, give this video a big thumbs up, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you all super, super soon. I love you guys. Bye!